Elena here to tell you about my readings in the month of July. I started the month by reading the second book in the Throne trilogy by Timothy Zahn, which was not as thrilling as Heir to the Empire, but still very entertaining. If you're interested in the general plot of the Throne trilogy, check out my review for Heir to the Empire, which will be linked down below. As I mentioned in there, as action starts off, the three main characters, Han, Luke, and Leia, split up. And while in there, my favorite character to follow was Luke. In Dark Force Rising was definitely Leia. I almost wish there had been more about Leia because her adventures were definitely the most engaging ones. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I also listened to Under the North Star Book 1 by Väinö Linna, which is a huge classic in Finnish literature. It's one of those historical fiction novels that follows through different generations a single family, in this case the Koskela family. This first volume is about rural Finland in the late 1800s, the rough lives of the people living in this very small community called Pentinkulma, mainly crofters, farmers, tailors, people of the lower social classes. And through the lives of these ordinary people, we are introduced to the big issues and historical events of Finland in the late 1800s. Especially in this first volume, we are introduced to Finland's language strife and World War I, while in the second volume, which I also started to listen to in July, and I got about halfway through, we're introduced to the clash between red socialists, white nationalists, which of course leads to civil war, and Finnish independence. And I think the third volume is gonna be about Second World War. Under the North Star has been extremely fascinating so far. I love Väinö Linna's ordinary people take on a history, and while he can get a bit dry at times, my overall interest in the story and the whole plot have enough momentum to always keep me going and push me through the drier bits and pieces of the story. I totally recommend this to anyone who's curious about Finland and European history in general, as well as the different forms of socialism that occur in different countries in different time periods. Finally, my favorite read of the month, Out of Africa by Karen Blixen. Karen Blixen was an adventurous, headstrong woman who moved to Africa at the beginning of the 20th century to cultivate coffee by the Ngong Hills nearby Nairobi. Her farm enterprise didn't go very well, so she ended up being forced to sell everything and having to come back to Europe, but the damage was already done. She was hopelessly in love with Africa, and it's there that she left her heart. So once she returned to Copenhagen, she started writing this enchanting memoir about her experience in Kenya. Out of Africa is pretty much a patchwork of endearing everyday life episodes of the author. The fact that these episodes Blixen tells us about are not in chronological order did bother me a bit, but her insightful observations on everything and everyone more than made up for it. They were absolutely fantastic, and this whole book is permeated of this magical feeling that I can't really explain. I can't put my finger on what exactly it is, but it's truly wonderful, and I just had to give this 5 out of 5 stars. Yep, this is all I read in July, and it's not much, but that's okay. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite read of the month, and thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic August, and goodbye!